Hi, I'm Chelsea Castro, lawyer turned psychotherapist on a mission to help you work, live, and feel better. Let's dive right in. Sleep. We all know we need more, but very few of us actually get the time or dedicate it to the recommended 8 to 9 hours of sleep. There are a whole slew of reasons as to why we choose not to, and yes, I did say choose, but that's a whole other conversation. Today, I'm sharing how to get better quality sleep so you can work and feel better and be more productive too. First, a little bit about that brain of yours. Your brain has not evolved since way back when your survival was totally dependent on the environment. This means that your brain and the functions it controls, like sleep, are still very sensitive to things such as light, temperature, and stress triggers. Many of our current modern day habits actually work against the way that our brains are wired, making it harder to sleep and, more importantly, decreasing the quality of the sleep that we get. This hurts our ability to perform and to cope with everyday stressors in a healthy way. So, what can you do? First, we need to tap into that caveman brain of yours. See, that brain of yours responds to a decrease in environmental light and temperature in the same way that it responded to the setting of the sun way back when in our ancestors' time. First, let's talk about temperature, and then we'll get to sleep. When the sun sets, the earth cools off. The progressive decrease in temperature that resulted from the setting of the sun for our ancestors triggered a release of melatonin and other relaxation hormones in the brains of our ancestors, and still does in us to help prepare the body for rest and restoration. Sure, easy enough when the most of your day is spent totally vulnerable to the elements and to the sun, but in modern day, we need to artificially mimic that cooling off of the earth. Lowering the temperature of your home in the evening is one way. Actually, this cooling effect is the reason behind the recommendation that most of us have heard of keeping their bedroom at about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. But I think we need to go further. See, we are disjointed from the triggers that help us sleep well, so that we need to work extra hard in modern day, just so that we're not setting our brains up for failure. So here's recommendation number 1. Take a hot bath or shower before bed. Make it part of your bedtime routine, which, by the way, is a separate recommendation in and of itself. We'll get to that. The hot water raises your body temperature so that when you exit the shower or tub, your body experiences a rapid cool down, triggering the same response in your brain as the cooling of the earth did for our ancestors. This release of melatonin and other hormones will prepare your system for better quality sleep. Now, light. You may have heard of blue light and that we should avoid it. It is based on the same brain response as the temperature. As the sun sets, there's a progressive decrease in blue light in the environment, indicating to our brains that it is time for rest and relaxation. We need to mimic this as well. Mainstream recommendations advocate for avoiding blue light for at least 2 to 3 hours before bed, but I know you aren't going to do that. And some of you are probably laughing at me and ready to turn this video off. So hold on a second, here's my actual recommendation. Number 2, try to avoid watching TV or looking at your phone or computer once you start your bedtime routine. It's not perfect, but it's something and it's doable. If you use your phone for an alarm, set that alarm and plug your phone in before you start your routine. If you listen to an app or podcast to help you fall asleep, set it up beforehand as well, even if you have a blue light filter. And I do not want to hear you about watching TV or working on your laptop or do any kind of work in bed. Okay, recommendation number 3, and you probably already saw this coming. Create a bedtime routine and stick to it. The brain loves habits because the brain finds predictability and safety and comfort in them. Bedtime routine creates triggers for your brain, preparing for good quality sleep. If you're already thinking of Pavlov's dog, by the way, salivating at the sign of the bell, then gold star for you. Your brain preparing for good quality sleep in response to your bedtime routine is the same as Pavlov's dog salivating when they heard the bell. You need to create associations, aka triggers, for your brain. Finally, let's talk about stress for a moment. A stress response is your brain reacting to something it interprets as danger. It is very hard to sleep or even actually get good quality sleep when your brain thinks it might be some predator's dinner. So you need to use triggers and science to help you convince your brain that it is safe. This means a soothing bedtime routine that supports your brain chemistry. Use the science to your advantage, get the best return on your investment during those hours that you are dedicating to sleep. Until next time.